I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
James Gandolfini was all about defying stereotypes. He had bulk and baldness, but still became a leading man.
Like Popeye says, I am what I am.
And as Tony on the HBO hit The Sopranos, he was a mob boss who could barely manage his own family.
Carmela! What are you doing?
In 2005, Gandolfini told Bob Simon that some of his own personality became part of the act.
I mean, I have a little bit of a temper, but it's, you know, a useless temper. Doesn't accomplish anything generally. It's just a lot of ranting and raving and nothing. All writers are vampires, and they'll look around and they watch you when you're not even thinking they're watching you, and they'll slip stuff in.
But Dominic Chianese, who played Uncle Junior on the show, remembers another side of Gandolfini.
Great actor. Everything showed on his face, every little nuance. I miss him as a friend. He was a friend to everybody.
Before his now iconic TV role, Gandolfini was a character actor in several films.
You better get used to that.
He also found success on Broadway in the play God of Carnage.
I absolutely did not murder the hamster.
But 6 seasons on The Sopranos is what made Gandolfini famous. He paved the way for the flawed leading men that followed on the cable hits Breaking Bad and Mad Men. Playing Tony earned Gandolfini 3 Emmys.
I think the Academy has an affinity for slightly overweight bald men.
At 51, he was still in his prime, working on 3 major new television projects.
Still hard to believe that this wonderful, kind, compassionate man, a light has gone out in the world. This guy was so compassionate.
Those who watched James Gandolfini knew he was a great actor. Those who knew him called him a great man. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
We got official confirmation from Rome today. It was indeed a heart attack that took the life of James Gandolfini, stricken 2 nights ago in his hotel. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie says state flags will fly at half-staff next week for the famous Jersey native. And Bruce Springsteen, whose longtime friend and lead guitarist Steve Van Zandt, of course, played Silvio the Consigliere in The Sopranos, performed his entire Born to Run album live during last night's concert in the UK, dedicated to James Gandolfini. Among his fans and among millions of Americans just last night, it was one of those "where were you when you heard the news" moments regarding the death of James Gandolfini. He was just 51 years old. He was in Italy with members of his family prior to attending a film festival this coming weekend, and he was busy with new film projects and a pilot for HBO. He died of an apparent heart attack, which he suffered after returning to his hotel. Those who knew him and loved him described him today as a unique character who left us with one of the great characters of all time.
Are you in the mafia?
Am I in the what?
In real life, he once said the violence he was forced to portray made him feel sick to his stomach. He consulted with real-life wise guys on how to play Tony Soprano. They told him never to wear shorts.
I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
He played a bad man who struggled with goodness, and he played it so well and was so well-liked in life that today it seemed like all of Hollywood and millions of us were feeling the same way.
I was stunned, shocked. He was just a tremendous, tremendous talent.
Really young, and I loved him.
Co-star Edie Falco said the love between Tony and Carmela was, quote, one of the greatest I've ever known. Show creator David Chase said Gandolfini was a genius. Stephen Van Zandt, the consigliere, said he'd lost a brother and a best friend. James Gandolfini played a made man, Tony Soprano, and he made us care when his cold-blooded character suffered panic attacks and he sought therapy from the great Dr. Melfi. We cared about all the characters, but there was Tony in the center, a profane, violent, voracious sociopath with bouts of vulnerability. He didn't have killer good looks, but if looks could kill, Tony's eyes alone could destroy lesser men.
We're in a situation where everybody involved knows.
Appropriately named Tony nomination. In life, the big shy actor could not have been less Tony-like. He spoke quietly and with precision. He was funny and unpretentious. He was both tortured by his success and grateful for it, and loyal to those who helped him on the way up. He often said he felt indebted to members of the military for their service. He visited them in war zones and later hosted HBO documentaries on post-traumatic stress and wounded veterans.
Honor, duty, loyalty to your country, it hit me. I guess some people forget about that or don't think about it. And I think... I
understand. His role as Tony set the bar for television portrayals, earning him Emmys and Golden Globes and helping to rocket HBO to premium status.
The stakes. And if you're going to accept those stakes, you got to do certain things.
James Gandolfini was born in 1961 into a working-class North Jersey household. His Italian immigrant father spoke the language at home. He graduated from Rutgers, tended bar, ran a club, drove a truck, and then took an acting class, and he was hooked.
Do me a favor.
He loved the offbeat indie projects on stage and on screen and leaves us with many films. He recently played a down-and-out hitman opposite Brad Pitt in Killing Them Softly. He played the mayor of New York City and later the director of the CIA in Zero Dark 30.
What else have you done for us besides Bin Laden?
Nothing.
On Broadway, in God of Carnage, he played a superbly nuanced character who, over the course of the performance, morphed from a yuppie poser to a full-on thug, and it earned him an